90.3 FM, and welcome into the Wednesday edition of Helping Seniors of Brevard. Let's get the show underway as we introduce the host of the show and the Executive Director of Helping Seniors of Brevard, Kerry Fink. Hi, Kerry.
Hi, John Harper. What a pleasure it is to be here, even if I am, as we say, on assignment. We're actually speaking to you from the lovely, sunny fall foliage colors of Tallulah Gorge, Georgia, and it is just gorgeous up here, and so excited to be able to be part of the Helping Seniors radio show today because it's something I just really don't want to miss. We always have so much fun. We gather around the radio, 90.3 FM, WEJF, every Wednesday at 12 noon from 1 p.m. It's the lunch hour, and so we invite you to grab lunch, grab some friends, and just share the company and the good senior information that we work to try to make sure that we can have you have the latest and best information as you work on your own aging plan. And so today, John Harper, as we're rolling into this, I had two topics I really thought would be great for us to cover. On behalf of Joe Steckler, our president and founder, and Kim Bernard, our education specialist, and the entire Helping Seniors team, we're all busy getting ready for the Helping Seniors Car Raffle fundraiser. And that is coming up on Saturday, October 9th, and we will be doing, again, this is our 5th annual grand drawing, so we will be back at the American Muscle Car Museum. It's that fantastic place that Mark Pylock has right there, 3500 Sarno Road, and he has, I think they said, John Harper, like 375 cars now.
He's added quite a few more cars to his collection. It is, Kerry Fink, an outstanding collection of cars. If people listening to us have not had a chance to be at that museum, to see the cars that he has assembled there, it's quite a sight to be seen. I think, Kerry Fink, it's probably one of the largest collections under one roof of antique cars that you'll find anywhere on the East Coast. Wouldn't you agree?
I would certainly think so because, John, as a person that has really appreciated and gets a growing appreciation every time I'm in there for the quality of his collection, because, the first time you go in there, it's 2 football fields long, and you're just overwhelmed at the sheer number of cars. And so you think, wow, he's got an amazing collection of muscle cars. I mean, you see everything. He's got Porsches. He's got 50 Indy pace cars there. He's got Dodge Challengers. He's got Chevrolet Camaros. He's got a collection of Porsches there. He's even got Porsche tractors, which is pretty amazing. He's got those very special Fords out in the front showroom, which by itself is like $7 million worth of cars. And so what I first gathered was it's just an impressive collection, but each time I go back, John Harper, what I learn is every single car is not there by accident. There is a very specific story behind why that car is here, and it is incredible each time you hear that.
Let's also not forget, and that is incredible, Kerry, let's also not forget the collection of Corvettes that he has there as well.
Oh, yeah.
I know driving down here to the radio station today, we passed a Corvette on US 1 and on a car lot. And I said to Jim Votro, I said, that's as good looking as a beautiful woman right there on that car lot. And he has quite a collection of Corvettes. And as you said, Kerry, every car there has a story. And every car is, I'm sure everyone that looks at a particular car there, they've got a story about that car as well, or one that they had that was similar to it. Perhaps the first car that they ever drove, the first car they ever owned, whatever the case may be. I know it brings back a lot of great memories, and it is just an outstanding facility to come and spend some time, and people will be able to do that on Saturday, October the 9th, if they purchase a ticket, right?
No, that's exactly right. And I was going to remind folks, so there's a lot of people moving to the area, and they may not be familiar with it, or even people who may have been there in the past. But, John Harper, they gave us a make-good date. So if you remember, last year we couldn't have people in the museum. We stood outside and gave the car away. Troy Darling of Indy Atlantic picked up the keys to that Chevrolet Camaro, and he drove off a very happy camper that day. But we couldn't have people in the museum because of the COVID precautions. So Mark, being the kind soul that he is, he said, look, I want to make sure that we honor this for the seniors in Brevard County. So I'm going to give you guys a make-good date. So we were in there, I think it was September 12th. He gave us a Sunday afternoon at the museum. And the thing that impressed me was how many new cars keep showing up. Now he's having to double-stack cars. You know, I'm talking, he's got those vertical lifts, so there's a car underneath and then there's a car overhead because even with 2 football fields lengths worth of cars, he's out of space. And so the collection just keeps growing. In fact, we just were out there filming the Dodge versus Chevy Challenge, which is that fun thing we started last year. We'll talk a little bit more about that later in the show. But even when we're out there, some of the ladies who were helping us that were telling that, you know, they were taking delivery of like 7 new cars. It's just like every time you go there, they're adding. So you need to be there. And the fact is, it's a private collection. So the only time the museum is open is when he kindly says, look, I want to help a charity. I want you guys to have your fundraiser here. You guys are welcome to come out and be part of that. So every year since he's been open, Joe Steckler and Ed Fleece, who's our treasurer on the Helping Seniors board, they went and talked to Joe talked to Mark even before he'd opened the museum and said, hey, would you guys consider allowing us to have our drawing there? And so every year since then, he's been so kind to open the doors to us. So that's why you have to get this ticket. So there's 3 reasons that you have to get your ticket. And I want to bring in our guest, by the way, Dr. Kevin Kilday with Holistic Health Center, because he's been out there, and I want him to weigh in on this. How you doing today, Dr. Kevin?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me. Yes, I was there in that makeup date in September, and absolutely wonderful place to go. You know, if you're regardless of your age, if you're a car buff, you just be mesmerized with the amount of cars there, all the way from the, I guess he starts in the 40s or 50s maybe, all the way up to the 2021, I guess, or 22, because he has some new ones in the showroom. But absolutely beautiful, brought back a lot of memories for me, I can tell you that. I had a lot of fun that day.
It's amazing. And the museum is so large that even if you've been there, I've been in there probably a dozen times or more, but every time I'm in there, the collection is so massive that you can only actually absorb a little piece of it each time. So this time on Saturday evening, October 9th, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., that is the 5th annual Helping Seniors Car Raffle Fundraiser Grand Drawing, and it's going to be so much fun. You need to either make sure you have it on your calendar or even shift your plans around and just make sure you're there because it's so affordable. So the way this works is you buy 1 ticket for $25, donation to Helping Seniors of Brevard, Florida nonprofit, or you can get 5 tickets for a $100 donation, which is your best value because each ticket not only gives you a chance to win a car, and we're going to talk about that real quickly too. Remember, the winner that night, somebody in addition to having a great night at the museum is going to have an unbelievably great night at the museum because they're going to pick up the keys to a brand new 2021 car. All of these are great cars from the Boniface Hires family of dealerships. And so your choices this year is a brand new 2021 Chevrolet Camaro, 2021 Dodge Challenger, 2021 Kia Sportage, practical and stylish, or the ever-popular and spiffy 2021 Mazda Miata. Last year, the winner chose the Camaro. The year before, the winner chose the Dodge Challenger. Let's see what you choose when you win this time. So, in addition, when you buy your ticket, each ticket is one chance to win the car. So, and as we always talk about, this isn't like millions of people participating or even hundreds of thousands of people participating or even tens of thousands. This is probably about the best odds you would ever have, you know, if you like to think about it in those terms, because your ticket is in there with a few thousand other tickets. It's not It's not millions. It's not hundreds. It's not like when you play the lotto or something like that. You actually could go home with a new car, but you'll be a winner no matter what, because each ticket is admit one to the American Muscle Car Museum. So if you do get the 5 tickets for the $100, that means you plus 4 of your family members, friends, whoever you choose to bring along are able to come in and tour this collection. So for really less than the price of going to a movie, you're going to enjoy something that you can only access very few times each year and see what Mark has going on at the American Muscle Car Museum. So how do you get your tickets? You can call Kim Bernard at 321-473-7770. Again, that number, that's the same number, by the way, that rings directly through to our Senior Information Help Office, our Helping Seniors Office right there on US 1 near Babcock. And you will reach Kim Bernard at 321-473-7770. Tell her you were listening to the radio. You just want to make sure you get your tickets. She can take your tickets by phone. You can also pop by any of the Boniface Hires dealerships, whether you choose that new Dodge dealership, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, up in Cocoa, or drop by the Boniface Hires Chevrolet right there on the river on US 1, or the lovely new Kia lot that they have out on US 192, or the Mazda store right there at the corner of Hibiscus and US 1. So you can just pop in and get those conveniently at any of those locations, or you can get them directly online at helpingseniorsofbrevard.org. Or you can just go directly to helpingseniorscarraffle.com. They'll both get you there. But get your tickets, and we want to see you out there Saturday on October 9th. That is literally a week from Saturday, so there's not much time left. You got to get your ticket. Join us. It's the most fun automotive night in Brevard County.
Hey,
and
Kerry,
yes.
As we've been talking here, not only today, but throughout the last several months, the last year for that matter, about the American Muscle Car Museum. There are so many special cars that are in the museum. I've got one. It's the 1956 Desoto Fireflight Indy pace car. And you talk about a unique and beautiful car. This 56 Desoto is one of many that Mark has there at the museum in pristine condition. It's a convertible. It was the Indy pace car in 1956 and absolutely beautiful. Just one of so many. People have perhaps forgotten about Desotos that were made up until, I guess, the 70s.
Right.
This is one that they definitely will want to see, along with so many other cars that are there at the museum. And you name the make, whether it be even have Harley Davidson motorcycles.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Hudsons. Remember Hudson?
Yes.
That was a great one. The list goes on and on. It's basically any car that was ever made. I think the American Muscle Car Museum has at least one of those cars. So it is well worth getting a ticket, as you were just talking about, Kerry Fink, and being there at the event coming up a week from this Saturday at the American Muscle Car Museum, and you won't want to miss it. It'll be a great time.
Oh, you said it so well, John Harper. And I was thinking, you were talking about the Indy pace car. Just to know that he's got 50 of those. And you were reminding me, there was a clip we did last year with Sharice Durham with Hibiscus Court Assisted Living, one of the fine Helping Seniors partners that has been with us for years. And last year, Ed Didick, who's the operations manager, was walking us around, letting us film some behind-the-scenes stuff that we were using to promote the car raffle last year. And we got over to the Indy row where he's got a lot of those pace cars. And so Ed said to Sharice, you can get in this car. It was like a Formula racer. And she puts on the little helmet and the whole thing and does a little promo clip. I'm going to have to find that, blow the dust off of it, and get it reposted so everybody can enjoy that again. Because it was, she when she came out of there, her viewpoint was like, this is best day ever. And that's how you're going to feel when you're there. Dr. Kevin, do you have a favorite car in the museum?
Well, I liked the 50s, Chevys, the
Yes.
56, 55, 57. I partial towards them, and also the Pontiac Le Manses and the GTOs, Barracudas, so they were all popular when I was a young man. So and all these cars, they're like in showroom condition. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. Like they just came off the assembly line. They look so clean.
Yeah, and he's got the shop out there behind there where they actually renovate and do all of that on property. And so I imagine they are probably like the experts of experts and all that. So you got to be there. And as I tell people, we're going to come back before the end of the show. We're going to talk a little bit about the Dodge versus Chevy challenge, which is something that we had a lot of fun with this past week, and I'll tell you how you can actually see how that turned out. But Dr. Kevin Kilday with Holistic Health Center, as we talk about it, so this is the fun part of what we get to do. We get to get out, and we're blessed to have fun with these great cars and great friends, automotive friends, and it really does support the work of helping seniors. And it's so much fun, especially when you see that Dodge versus Chevy challenge with the GoPros and everybody hitting the gas and just giggling like till it won't stop. It's just that much fun. That's the fun part of what we do. But the serious part of what Helping Seniors is doing and has done now for 10 years in Brevard County is we're all about getting information in the hands of people that help them make an aging plan. And this is something Joe Steckler has talked about not only for 10 years of Helping Seniors, but back in the day, John Harper, you know this too, because you helped Joe get everything started with radio and all that back when he was building Brevard Alzheimer's and getting the Joe's Clubs established. Joe has always been about helping seniors to get a handle on the things or a plan on the things that they may face on life's journey along the way. And so what I really wanted us to talk about today as a topic, because Dr. Kevin, this has really become something you've been carrying a banner on almost since we first heard this word that we'd never heard before in our life called COVID. It's just not something that we had lived with. And who would have thought, if you asked us in January of 2020 and somebody said, well, here's what's going to happen over the next, 14, 15 months, we would have said, get out of here. That doesn't make sense. And then all of a sudden we hear them telling us we got to shut everything down, give us 30 days to stop the spread, we'll get back to normal. And as you know, what's happened along the way it took a lot longer than 30 days, and for sure we're not 100% back to normal. In fact, Dr. Kevin, I remember when this first came out, you and I did several Helping Seniors updates, which are those Zoom call kind of updates since we were all hunkered down in our own homes and trying to do all that. And you were providing a lot of information just as you were researching this, because as a holistic practitioner, you were really like trying to get on top of it as quickly as everybody else. And you learned a lot along the way and have been sharing a lot along the way. And that's what we want to talk about today, because it seems like, when it comes to COVID, it's not a sprint, it's a marathon. So we titled today's show, The Battle of COVID. So where do you where should we pick up on that, Dr. Kevin?
Well, I mean, all I have to say is there's supplements out there that work very well in strengthening your immune system. So there's a good possibility you can actually prevent even getting COVID in the first place. I'm not saying do that in lieu of a vaccine. I am for the vaccine. I actually had one myself, so I believe the vaccine is people have their reasons not to take it. I understand, but just me personally, I think that's the only way we're going to get a good grip on this pandemic. But with all the conspiracy theories aside and everything else, it just seems like, worldwide, the vaccines, are working, So, but in lieu of that, there are, not in lieu of, but in addition to that, there's always a good idea to take supplements to keep your immune system in tip-top shape.
Yeah.
And that's
In fact, you did an article, right? Isn't that the article you have coming out in October, Senior Scene, where we have the Helping Seniors newsletter? Aren't you writing about supplements in that?
Yes, I targeted some more supplements in this most recent article because my previous article on just general immune building, I just said to people to take a good, high quality multivitamin every day. And I mean high quality. I'm not going to put any particular brand down or anything, but the ones that you buy for for $3 for 100 of them are not a very good multivitamin. They're just going to go right through you and very low absorption rate. You have to get a good, a high quality vitamin like in a health food store, or call me for that matter, so you have some good absorbability of all the vitamins that you might be missing from your diet. In addition to that, some vitamin C is very good to add to the multivitamin. And these are all backed up by clinical studies. Vitamin D also, you add that to your repertoire, and also zinc. So those are the top four. I tell everybody, family, friends, clients to to take on a steady basis. I'm not going to give the dosages over the air. They're going to have to call me for that and make an appointment. But that's a good start, though. Is to start with those four supplements. Now, in this new article, I expanded on that because there are numerous supplements, maybe a dozen of them that are showing great promise, even if you have COVID. So, and one of these is an herb called astragalus, and there's been numerous clinical studies on it and showing positive results. In addition to that, there's a mineral selenium, which is very important. Is one of our main minerals in a multivitamin.
Oh wow! Well, hey, so Dr. Kevin, I'm here, and we're going to our mid-show break. We're going to continue this conversation. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with more of the Helping Seniors radio show on 90.3 WEJF FM.
Helping Seniors of Brevard for this Wednesday afternoon. Once again, here's the Executive Director and the host of Helping Seniors of Brevard, Kerry Fink. Hi, Kerry.
Hey, John Harper. Thank you again, and welcome back to the second half of the Helping Seniors radio program right here on 90.3 FM, WEJF Radio. 30,000 watts just blasting up and down. I would call it the entire eastern seaboard of Florida. And also a special welcome to those of you listening online at WEJF.net. And also greetings to those of you who will hear this program a little bit later because, as you know, we podcast these. In other words, we take the recording from the broadcast from today, and then we put them together so that you can access them either at the Helping Seniors of Brevard website, the Helping Seniors of Brevard YouTube page, or the Helping Seniors of Brevard Facebook page. So lots of good ways to access this information because we hear from a lot of people that they'll hear something, they'll hear a conversation on the radio. We have great guests, folks like Bill Johnson with the law office, FloridaElderLaw.net, law office of William A. Johnson. He's an expert board-certified elder law attorney. We have folks like Barbara McIntyre, with reverse mortgage funding, who's a regular on the show. We also have folks like Dr. Lee Sheldon with Solid Bite Dental, who's here with us, offering some great insight, both medically and dentally, as we go through things. And then we also have Jennifer Helen with Seniors Helping Seniors, who kind of help us anchor this whole thing as we go along here. And so what happens is we get reports, somebody will hear a radio show and say, hey, that was really good, but you know what, my relative or my friend could really benefit from the conversation you guys are having on a particular topic. And that's why we do the podcast. So you can just go there you can type in search and find a program that is covering one of the topics that's important to you. And today's topic and today's guest is very important. We've been talking about this battle with COVID. You know, every time we think we've rounded a corner on it, it's like we open a new chapter in this book, right? We thought the COVID numbers were going down as we headed into summer, and then all of a sudden here comes something we'd never heard of before called the Delta variant. And so as we talked about in the first half of the show with our guest today, Dr. Kevin Kilday, who is an expert in the area of holistic health. He owns and operates Holistic Health Center. He's also the founding father of Faith College of Natural Health. We're going to talk a little bit about that in this part of the show as well. But what we were talking about today is that apparently the battle with COVID, we can't really declare it over. We just have to understand and take everything. We learned very quickly, for example, in the initial time that everybody was trying to wrap their heads around what COVID was, is that if we would follow CDC guidelines, meaning, you know, let's wash our hands, let's stay socially distant, let's wear our face masks, let's do all those things, pretty quickly we learned that medically we could stay safe. And then we had a whole other realm of problems for seniors in particular, and that was about isolation. You know, we couldn't go visit each other in hospitals, or we couldn't go visit each other in assisted livings or things like that because of all the precautions. And so isolation became a big problem. And then as it looked like the COVID numbers were starting to come down because the vaccinations were out there, now we have a lot of, you know, people with different ideas about the vaccinations. And one of the things we've talked about on the show here, Dr. Kevin Kilday, is there's a graphic put out by the Brevard County government that really, I think, tells a story. And I know in the first part of the program you were explaining not only are you vaccinated, but you advocate that folks should look at the vaccine because the statistic really makes it very clear. And it shows how many people are hospitalized in Brevard County for COVID that have not had a COVID shot. And I think when the last graphic I saw, granted it's about half a month old now, I think there was 234 people hospitalized in Brevard County who were being treated for COVID but had not been vaccinated. The number of people who were hospitalized in Brevard County who had been fully vaccinated in Brevard County against that 234 was literally 14. And I can't think, Dr. Kevin Kilday, of a better way to tell that story.
Right. I mean, obviously, and they say it all the time, if you're hospitalized, with COVID, a majority of them have been, unvaccinated.
Right.
I just lost a business associate. He had a good life. He was 80 years old, but he had just one mild complication. But he was unvaccinated and took ill, and after 4 weeks in the hospital, he went home and he passed away a couple days later. So that's a prime example. Especially he had he was high risk and he was a senior. So. If you are a senior and you're at a high risk, or not even if you're a senior or not, if you just have an immunocompromised system, if you're obese or you have diabetes or an immune disorder, then it would behoove you to get vaccinated. It really would. So that's why. I mean, that's really about it. I mean, the writing's on the wall, regardless of what, anti-vaxxers have to say. It's a free country. They got their voice. But, I just advise my clients, my family and friends to get vaccinated.
And I think you're saying it well, because I was thinking about this. I don't make fun of people who don't take the vaccine, because I feel like they're considering it and they're making the best decision that they know how to make for themselves. And I know there are certain people with allergies, and the doctor may say, in your case, this isn't the thing you need to do. But I know that there were a lot of legitimate concerns early on. There was a lot of mixed messaging. Some of it got incredibly political about whether you should take the vaccine or not. But there was also a lot of mixed messaging even about, and I heard this a lot, well, it's all in trials. It hasn't been approved by the FDA. And so now the Pfizer vaccine has been approved by the FDA, so we can move past those things. And I think you really need to take a look at it because I know I hear experts talk about herd immunity and the importance of reaching that, and that seems to be the thing. And even if you're vaccinated and you catch some variant of COVID, it seems like it's helping your body fight this. And I remember one of the things that you wrote some articles about in the past, and we've done radio programs, because you said, not only is it the life-threatening aspect of COVID potentially, but there's also this thing that you started talking about early on called COVID long-haul syndrome. And so if that's a new word to somebody, Dr. Kevin, maybe explain what that is and why it's important to understand that in the context of needing to get the vaccination.
Yes, there are COVID survivors, I call them, out there that to this day, let's say from the first wave that started in March of 2020, the ones who have got it back then, there's some out there that are still suffering from lingering effects of it, and they call these these COVID survivors, they call them long haulers. The disease is called long COVID, and it has symptoms of and it depends on the person and the severity of their COVID at the time. So what I'm trying to say is, like, people who got it even in the first wave, over a year and a half later, they are still suffering from symptoms. So this is something, and they're saying as many as 30% of people who've had COVID, may be suffering from some of these symptoms, which include a chronic fatigue, which includes body aches all over, very similar to like a fibromyalgia diagnosis, brain fog, which is very common. People who have been real sharp and on the ball and really attentive prior to COVID, having a hard time. Like remembering things from 1 minute to the next. I mean, that's serious. And there's other things too, like shortness of breath is another a common complaint, and also the lack of either lowered or lack of smell and taste. So those are about the top 5 complaints, but there are a lot more. I mean, there's depression, there's anxiety. It's just there's really there's quite a few. There really is, and it's all just from the just the after effects, and it's really a medical phenomenon because the medical industry really hasn't got a grip on what's causing it.
Right. I was thinking, Dr. Kevin Kilday, Holistic Health Center, as you were talking about this, the first half of the show, we spent some time talking about supplements, and so much of this, I'm guessing, I'm asking, is that it seems to have to do with the quality of your immune system, right?
Exactly. I mean, that's why they talk about a natural immunity against COVID. If we can all get to that point. But yes, the immune system. I mean, that's the that's our general makeup to not get chronic diseases or viruses, infections. I mean, that's the most important part of the human body.
Right. And so what you're writing in this article that's coming out in October 1st in the edition of Senior Scene Magazine, which is, of course, that free publication that you can pick up throughout Brevard County. They distribute it to over 500 locations. And, of course, you can also read it online at seniorscenemag.com. And in particular, for years and years and years, we've published our Helping Seniors newsletter as a center section. We call it those yellow pages because they're all yellow bordered, and they're right in the center of the magazine. So you can see information that will help you develop your aging plan. And I know your article that's coming up in there, you were talking about supplements. And during the first part of the program, you were actually naming some. But if somebody wants to carry this to the next step and maybe give you a call and find out, a little bit more information, how do they reach you, Dr. Kevin Kilday?
Yes, they can reach me at 321-549-0711. That's 321-549-0711. And my website is holistichealthcenter.us. And that's holistic, HOLISTIC. Some people have spelt it like WH, but the correct way is HOLISTIC, healthcenter.us.
No, that's good. And you have a lot of good resources there because I remember beyond COVID, you are sort of an expert at addiction therapy and counseling and helping people move past that. You also do a lot of work in cancer treatment protocols, and then you also spend a lot of time working with people on pain relief, which is a topic, and then on top of it, we're adding COVID to all that. So there's a lot of reasons to get in touch with you. And in fact, another reason, Dr. Kevin Kilday, that makes sense to get in touch with you at Holistic Health Center is because of one of the other hats you wear. You're the dean of a school that helps people get equipped to understand the natural health industry, and you have established the Faith College of Natural Health. Talk a little bit about what that is about.
Yes, it's a new school that we're actually officially opening up on October 1st, and it's all online, and you can start college for $59 a month.
Wow.
That's right, $59 a month, going part-time, taking 2 courses at a time. The only additional cost would be buying the book for the course, and all the books that we have picked out you can get at the major book outlets for less than $25. So $59 a month for 2 courses, and that continues while you're taking the courses. Once you get done with the courses, then of course the payments stop, and if you want to re-up, then we can do that. Now, if you want to go full time, it's $99 a month to go full time, taking 4 courses. And like I said, the only additional cost is buying the books for the course, which are less than $25, and they can be bought at all the major book outlets. Now, there's no entrance exam into the college. There's no prior education needed, and we do grant life experience credit. So, if you're a health worker, or if you're heavily involved in a church and a ministry, we take all that into consideration and grant you actually college credit, towards your desired degree. And we're offering from certifications all the way up to doctorate degrees. And some of the areas that we cover is natural health, holistic health, herbal therapy, natural behavioral therapy, health coaching, ministerial counseling, and functional nutrition. And we are accredited by a private accrediting agency called the Worldwide Accreditation Commission, and we're also accredited by the American Association of Christian Therapists. So we have some, good credibility backing us up. Also, an approved school for the Professional Wellness Alliance, which actually board certifies and licenses you if you decide to go in business for yourself. And
Wow.
that's really about the real nutshell of it. And like I said, it's all done online. No live classes to attend, and we have a wealth of alternative medicine courses and health courses, and just some faith-based courses. But you don't have to be a Christian to join us. We can. We take in anybody, and we'll work around if you have a problem with some of the faith-based courses. We have plenty of courses to choose from. So it's Faith College of Natural Health. You can Google faithcollegeofnaturalhealth.com, and it will take you to the actual site, which is fcnhedu.com. That's fcnhedu.com.
And if somebody was going to give you a call, I guess they could also reach you through Holistic Health Center to get more information on that aspect as well.
Well, yeah,
So
but the college does have a separate number.
Okay.
Yeah, that's 321-372-8963. So 321-372-8963. You sign up for some courses. An academic advisor contacts you within 24 hours and go over your experience and everything, and what program that you would that you would fit in or you want to pursue.
Wow, it's exciting. So we're talking with Dr. Kevin Kilday with Holistic Health Center .us, and also the Faith College of Natural Health, a great resource, great friend of the Helping Seniors organization. And again, as we were talking about earlier, Dr. Kevin, I guess we'll see you out at the American Muscle Car Museum also when we get down there to the 9th. And I hope, by the way, we're going to do same as we did last year. We're going to run through all the Boniface Hires dealerships, the order to be determined. What we did last year is we popped by each of the dealerships to check out the car and just see how things are going. So everybody, it was fresh on everybody's mind as they arrived at the American Muscle Car Museum, which car they're going to want to choose. So hopefully you'll join us for some of those events as well, Dr. Kevin.
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Good.
Yeah, so you have more events coming up at the dealerships?
Yep. So we're going to do that on October 9th, kind of a lead-in to the actual big event happening that evening, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the American Muscle Car Museum. So you got to get your Helping Seniors Car Raffle tickets at helpingseniors.carraffle.com. And as we said, I wanted to just reserve a moment or two as we got toward the close of the show to tell you a little bit about the Dodge versus Chevy Challenge. Because what happened to us last year is we were sort of scrambling, to be honest, because normally a lot of people like to come out to car events and see the cars, touch and feel the cars, and look under the hood and, kick the tires, all the stuff we love to do when we're exploring cars. And, of course, when we put out the survey last year asking people just for fun, which car would you choose to win? And what we found out pretty quickly in the survey, big surprise, is that a slight edge went to the muscle cars. Maybe because we do the drawing at the Muscle Car Museum, who knows? But the Dodge Challenger and the Chevy Camaro together, and almost equally, got 60% of the vote, so about 30% for each. Right on the heels of that came up the Mazda Miata with, I think it was 25 or 27%. I can't quite remember exactly, and then the remainder went to the Kia Sportage in terms of which car somebody would pick when they won the Helping Seniors Car Raffle. So that gave us an idea. I said, well, people can't come out to see the cars. We'll bring the cars out to them. And so we got the crew. We asked Mark Pylock for permission to film the cars running up. He's got essentially a drag strip out there and a little road course and all kinds of stuff. He helps a lot of car clubs around the area with that, and he was kind enough to say, yeah, you guys can run the Dodge and you can run the Chevy out here. So we chose some of our great friends from Jennifer Helen and Ricky Montgomery with Seniors Helping Seniors, and also from Hibiscus Court, Ashley Caswell and Sharice Durham, and said, why don't you guys come up here, choose up sides to make it fair. We'll split you guys up. So, Ashley, you and you and Ricky are going to be Team Chevy, and Jennifer, you and Charisse are going to be Team Dodge, and let's film you guys putting these cars through the paces and see what you think. So we fitted the cars with GoPros and all kinds of stuff, and it was just hilarious to go back and watch the footage. So that was all put together. You can see it at DodgeVChevyChallenge.com, DodgeVChevyChallenge.com. And to make it more fun, we said, well, we're going to have to do a rematch because everybody agreed it was pretty much a tie. So last Wednesday, we're out at the Muscle Car Museum refilming everything, and it's hilarious. You just have to go watch it to see what all happened. So the place that you'll go see it is, again, you can get to it from the Helping Seniors website, HelpingSeniorsCarRaffle.com, or if you just want to go directly there, you'll go to DodgeVChevyChallenge.com. So, Dr. Kevin, I know you're kind of partial to the Mazda, but I hope you'll go back and take a look at that as well. It was so much fun to see all that.
Oh yes, it was absolutely great. It was absolutely great. I mean, every single one of the the cars that are available for the for the auction is absolutely great for the drawing.
Yeah, there's no way to lose except not being in it. And I was going to ask John Harper also to chime in. John is, he's vice president with the Helping Seniors organization. He's been on the board since Joe established this. In fact, you go way back. You got Joe started in radio. I think you're a partisan to the Dodge. Am I saying that right?
I believe you're right. Yeah.
So have you had? So you'll also, if you haven't had a chance yet, go back and take a look at it. It was hilarious. This time, not only did Hal, our camera guy, set up with the GoPros and things. I think he got some drone shots, and they had a third vehicle to chase the cars, and it was so fun. And one of the surprises was our 2019 winner showed up on site and brought her 2019 Dodge Challenger, which looks as great as the day she won it when it was sitting there on the floor of the American Muscle Car Museum. This is going to be a fantastic night, John Harper.
It is going to be a fabulous night indeed, Kerry Fink. Looking forward to it. In fact, as far as the Space Coast is concerned, probably one of, if not the best events of the season. And we're very proud of what our organization has been able to do, Helping Seniors of Brevard, that you're executive director of. And we're very proud of our board of directors, of Joe Steckler, the founding father of the organization. And the organization is poised to do great things in the coming years. So we're looking forward to that, Kerry Fink. A week from this Saturday at the Muscle Car Museum, it should be a fabulous night for everyone who gets involved.
Yep, so much fun. Thanks again for joining us for Helping Seniors Radio. We will see you next Wednesday right here on the radio on WEJF. Have a good week.